As Hollywood and fans continue to talk about the Batgirl cancellation and what is in flux over at Warner Bros. Discovery in terms of DC films and movies and shows, it's kind of a nightmare right now. But one of those big things that are in question is Matt Reeves' The Batman 2. Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. So I felt like I've talked about DC films so much now these past few days, and it's only because everyone is talking about it, speculating what's in, what's out, what's in development, what's canceled. Everybody's in tune about all these issues. But one of those movies that I kind of just glossed over in a previous video was Matt Reeves' The Batman 2. Now, I love Matt Reeves' The Batman movie. Not much rewatchability, but I can contend that it's one of the best DC films I've ever seen. Robert Pattinson especially nails it as Batman, and I'm hoping to see more of him in the future. So during CinemaCon of this year, when Matt Reeves came on stage and they announced that there's going to be a sequel to The Batman, I was kind of like, yes! We're gonna get more! Maybe we're gonna get to see Joker in the next one? But of course we know the Warner Bros. Discovery situation. Everybody's wondering, is their film safe after that Batgirl movie was canceled? And so during that gigantic Variety article listing out all these projects that are supposedly still in development, and one of them was The Batman 2. Well, in that article it says writer-director Matt Reeves is on track for a sequel with star Robert Pattinson, but the project remains in development and does not yet have a green light. Any future film is years away. Partly why I use the word delayed indefinitely, because indefinitely means that we don't have an exact date on when that certain thing's gonna happen. And I know there's a conversation about right now that he doesn't have a script, which is true that he doesn't have a script, so why would you greenlight something that doesn't have a script? But they did announce it at CinemaCon, so we figured that was the green light. But I guess it wasn't. And I've also heard people saying that, look, don't worry. At CinemaCon, the executive was there, Toby Emmerich, Matt Reeves was there, and they said they're going to make the Batman 2. And this is why I want to talk about that for a second. Because if you remember, CinemaCon was back in April. Toby Emmerich is no longer an executive over at Warner Bros. Discovery. He has some producing deals, but that's about it. He's no longer calling the shots. It is Zaslav, Michael DeLuca, and Pamela Abdy. And if you remember, the Warner Bros. Discovery transition period didn't start till August 1st. Here is Zaslav's memo to staff in full. I am thrilled to share with you that Alan Horn, one of the most respected studio executives in the industry, has agreed to assist me in a consultant role during this transition period starting August 1st. Months after Matt Reeves and Toby Emmerich, all of them people over at CinemaCon, announced that they are making the Batman 2. And during this month of August is when they canceled Batgirl. So it's kind of safe to say that any projects that was announced before August 1st, whether it's in development, production, or even post-production, it's not safe. Because those decisions were made by the former Warner Brothers regime. But wait a minute, David Zaslav had great and kind words for the Batman. During that earnings call, he said the Batman did extremely well in generating viewership and interest even though it was in movie theaters first, Zaslav said. It's a great sign for the motion picture business. Oh good, at least he sees some value in that movie and praised it. But then I went back a few months to a Discovery insider who talked about Zaslav's idea for the DC cinematic universe. Discovery insiders believe that although DC has achieved cinematic success with recent films such as Aquaman and The Batman, it lacks a coherent creative and brand strategy. So that got me thinking back to being aware that Zaslav actually likes a single universe. He doesn't really care for the multiverse that much. And if he's really focusing on like one Superman, one Batman, and one Wonder Woman, wouldn't that mean that even though he acknowledges the success of the Batman, but he still considers that to be too muddy if there's two Batmans, two different universes? Because having two Batmans, and even three Batmans if you include Michael Keaton, it would lack a coherent creative and brand strategy. which could mean why they said any future film is years away. During these years, from the Batman 1 to a potential The Batman 2, there is still time to build up or rebuild up the current DCEU Batman. Because if he wants it to be like the MCU, there's definitely just one Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, and there's no second Iron Man movie playing at the same time. But even though there's multiple Batmans, aren't there going to be multiple Jokers instead? I mean, there's a Joker in the DCEU with Jared Leto, there's a Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and then there's also the Barry Keoghan Joker over in the Batman series. Unless maybe Zaslav doesn't actually see the Todd Phillips Joker as a comic book movie, but actually more of an Oscar contender. And Matt Reeves' The Batman franchise could be in direct conflict with David Zaslav's 10-year DCEU plan. So as this transition period continues to go on and until we get a new DC Films head, all of these different projects, whether it's HBO Max shows and movies, are kind of in flux right now. Development or filming seems to be pushed back till 2023 if it happens. Well, what do you think? Do you think Matt Reeves' The Batman sequel is still going to happen a few years from now? Or do you think David Zaslav may axe that one too? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.